Hey guys, this is another Who to Summon video, and this time around, this selection of heroes has been very difficult, for me specifically, for recommendations. But I made my decision, and I'll be explaining why in a second. But let's talk about Levi real quick. This time around, I'm going to explain each hero with their awakenings, because I do get a lot of questions with this awakening, this, so I'm going to do it like that. So Levi specifically, as I explained in my update video, he can be a control hero specifically if you have him only at +1. And then Chloe, you can have a +5 Chloe right next to him, and he'll do a lot more damage when he's +1. But when you get him to +3, I'm going to show you. When it's +1, you can control like any specific enemy that is on defense that does a lot of damage, including Taran. He's a Taran counter, if you can believe it, because it's gonna make Taran only do 10% of his reflection towards you. So that's actually a good counter, because that's the only thing that people really stress about Taran is his freaking counter to 100%. But with this guy, he can only do 10% of that damage, so that's really freaking powerful. And a bunch of other heroes that do a lot of damage, you can put his debuff on them, and they'll be pretty much neutered, and you'll be able to do whatever you want in the fight, pretty much. At that point, you can do that in that situation. So you're playing versus Mildred, you probably want to bring Elaine as well, so you can actually kill the second hero that is not Mildred in that situation. So his +1 is pretty freaking amazing. That's a sweet spot for sure. So much critical chance with his, with a good weapon. With this critical chance, and you give him a good weapon to raise his attack or raise his critical damage, it's going to do a lot more damage for you in that situation. But if you have him +1, do focus him to be a control hero, to neuter high damage heroes. +3 is going to raise the damage, pretty much as that, and his revitalize is going to be right off the bat when the fight begins. And his +5, he's going to be a lot more sturdy because of the shields, and also for the actual extra damage. So at +5, he does a lot more damage. It's pretty disgusting there in that situation. But Levi, for sure, you can, in no matter what situation, especially in +1, you can use him as a control hero, and that debuff for 90% of +1, it is undispellable. So that is super important. So if you take the path of Levi, make sure to get him a +1 at least, because that debuff is the real deal, guys, for sure. Very powerful stuff, for sure. Now, Taran, out of all these heroes, this is the hero that I said that it is a must-have. And when I say that a must-have, a lot of people complain, he's not a must-have. Oh, he's definitely a must-have. Now everybody knows the power of his annoyance. This guy is so friggin' annoying. It's not even funny. So yeah. So let's talk about his awakening. His +1 by far is the sweet spot for him, because he'll taunt right off the bat. That is normal stuff, but he becomes immune to that for 3 freaking turns in freaking +1. There's a lot of heroes that you can get that is +3, but you'll get that at +1. So that plus the 100% freaking reflection. Without Levi, people usually have problems with that unless they have a lot of shields on their side. If you don't have good shield weapons, good shield heroes with the Taran, you're dead. You're dead. It doesn't matter if you're green. You're dead in that situation. So yeah, very powerful hero. He is a game changer on defense for sure. Wherever Mildred was, he can go. Even a freaking +1. At this point, I have some powerful heroes. But even at +1, he gives me problems. So I take a long time taking out Taran. And when I finally do, I have very little time to actually defeat the whole team. So yeah, Taran is a very powerful hero. Even at +1, same situation as Mildred. Mildred +1 is crazy. Taran +1 is also really crazy. So yeah, he's definitely one of the must-have heroes. So his +3, he'll be able to give shields to himself and other heroes, the heroes next to him. So that's going to make him even more sturdy, and he's going to be even more annoying to try to take out. And his +5, just like Mildred, he'll be able to gain life 100%, but at the same time, that he's going to get HP, pretty much double HP at this point. So once he revives at +5, he's going to be so freaking difficult to kill. So if you don't counter or have a lot of shields, you're going to have a lot of problems taking this guy out at +5. Usually when he's +5, he usually dies last from the rest of the team, usually, because he has so much freaking HP and creates so much, since his shields are going to be doubled as well, because he's going to be double HP. So yeah, he's super annoying to take out, guys. Super crazy, very powerful, a tank hero in the defense, and also on the attack. I've seen people use him on the attack, specifically when they fight teams that have a lot of single target. He's a very good counter versus those teams as well. Very powerful stuff, guys. And last but not least, Graa. Graa, I've been so impressed with her. I did say that she's not a must-have, but she is such a versatile hero. I mean, I use her on my second green team. I do have her +1, but she completely replaced Fabula on that team, 100%. She's not going to create stones, but she she cleanses, she heals, she dispels. I mean, she's such an awesome toolbox hero for sure. So this is the +1 that I have. Actually, these little feathers will dispel, so it's good. They could split into 2 to do additional damage. There's some fights I've seen Graa doing lots of damage, which I'm not really expecting, because I see her as a support hero, but she does do a lot of damage in certain fights there. And the +1 makes her dispel in this situation. So very powerful stuff, guys. I mean, great. She's a toolbox hero. She cleanses, she dispels, she heals, she does pretty much everything you need in the team there. The +3 is going to make her a little bit faster. She is slow speed, so this +3 you're not going to see it be a big difference, because slow is like 150, so lowering it by 20 is going to be 130, so she's not going to be so fast in that situation. That's part of the reason why I haven't really gone really hard on summoning, because the +1 is super crazy, super amazing, but then I have to jump to this, so yeah, it's not so important. But this +5, this +5 is so freaking disgusting, especially on defense. It's not even funny. And she removes pretty much stuns, sleeps, and all that good stuff, unconscious stuff. So that's really freaking powerful. In this game, having this is so freaking important, especially if you have 2 heroes that do this, one on one side and then on the other. Then pretty much most of the time, not all the time, you'll be able to be free from debuffs and unconscious. In other words, not debuffs. It's pretty much the unconscious effect, sleeps, and all that good stuff. Another thing that I wanted to mention is Graa does have an amazing, disgusting combo on defense and on the attack. Is when you use her with Artemis and Colette, both of them together, and she goes off. She's gonna receive 1 small damage, but that's gonna make both of them counter like crazy and do a bunch of damage everywhere. So each time that I see this combo on defense, I say, "Oh my god, not again!" Because I don't have snakes. And Snakes completely destroys that team. So when I have to fight, oh my god, not this again. So freaking powerful. But Snakes does do good, but it's not completely, because she'll force her own team to actually counter and do a bunch of damage. So that is really freaking powerful, guys. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. It's one of the most fun team to use in the game for sure. And if there's ever a rainbow team that is good, that is the good rainbow team for sure, guys. Very amazing stuff, guys. Now let's talk about the 4 stars here. So as I said before, Tygroth, no, not recommended. Do not upgrade this hero. I have not seen any proof that this hero is good at all, guys. Poofin, on the other hand, is a pretty cool hero. He's able to heal. He's able to actually do all his good stuff, buffing in that situation. In the past, he was like incredibly powerful hero. I don't see him used very much, but he is pretty cool. He's still pretty good. He raises the defense and all that good stuff in the team. I think he did get in the past. He was fast, and he got nerfed to average speed. So I think that's the real reason why people use him a lot less now. That's a sad thing. They shouldn't have done that. He's such a cool hero for sure. Now, Ahu is one of my favorite 4 stars for blue. And with her weapon awaken at +3, she does a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of damage. It's not even funny. And you combine her with other heroes that can actually make the frosted on the team. She goes off like, and she goes off a lot. She gained mana and all that good stuff in that situation. So yeah, very powerful hero. Highly recommended to upgrade in that situation. Just make sure to bring a healer or a hero that gives shields, because she is extremely squishy, guys. Extremely, guys. And Lion, I mean, I've never seen anybody use him. He doesn't do much, so I can't recommend you to upgrade this guy, sadly. You can, but he's squishy, and the only real reason you're going to use him is to hold the whip, which is the weapon that gives 60% energy, the 5-star weapon in that situation. But yeah, no, don't get this guy in the situation. Other than that, don't use that guy. And Dylan, I've always liked Dylan's character design. However, no, all the other good stuff, no, it's not recommended for him to get upgraded in that situation. And finally, Robert. Robert is pretty cool hero. I still use him in different events in that situation. And pretty much when I want to buff, more than anything in Tower Evolution. Let me lower the volume here. I think it's gonna cause problem later. So Robert, I use him in Charm Illusion when I want to use one hero and then another hero. And that's only 2 heroes when I'm actually doing this. I pretty much, if you check my Tower Illusion instructional, you're gonna see how I use heroes like 1 or 2 to actually pass the stages. And Robert usually is going to buff my main attack hero in that situation. So he's pretty powerful. One of the few 4-stars that I still use up until this day in Tower Illusion, that situation. Very powerful stuff, guys. Now, the tough question. Who is my most recommended hero? I mean, all these heroes are freaking amazing. No matter which one you chose, they're going to serve you very well. Very well. All of them at +1. They're going to serve you incredibly well here. Very powerful stuff. However, out of all these, I think I'm going to go for Taran. Taran, he's not going to be used so much on the attack. You can use him on the attack. However, he is so freaking essential on defense. It's not even funny. And he's the only must-have of the 3 for a reason. So yeah, he's definitely the #1 hero in my opinion to get him at least to +1. He's an incredibly powerful hero. This defense capabilities is so disgusting. If you don't have Mildred at +1, you have to get this hero like running. I mean, if you don't have her, you have to have Taran. Simple as that. And if you want to make a second hero, a second team on defense in War or in Summon or things like that, you need this guy. When I say you need this guy to make another team for sure. Very, very powerful stuff, guys. Highly recommended. Now, my second option here is going to be Gracia. The main reason why I chose Gracia, besides Levi, is Levi, I don't think he's going to be good on defense. Gracia is very effective on defense. She's very annoying on defense. And on the attack, everybody uses her on the attack. There's no question about her. Gracia is amazing. Amazing in so many ways. It's not even funny. I mean, I still use her and +1. So I have other green heroes that I have a +5, and I prefer to use Grace at +1. So that's just how good she is. She's a very, very powerful hero. Do not underestimate Gracia. And finally, even though I left Levi on as the last option, because the thing is that I don't think you're going to use him on defense. But still, on the attack, he's really impressive. Neutering a specific hero is so important to defeat a defense team. Is incredible. You have no idea how important this is. So in this situation, usually when people create defense teams, they're going to choose all the support heroes, and they're going to be 1 or 2 heroes. They're going to do a lot of damage to end the fight. But when Levi comes in, that's destroyed. That's eliminated on the board in that situation. So that gives you the opportunity to actually defeat the team that is not doing any damage in that situation. So that's how powerful Levi is on your team. So as long as there's not a really powerful taunt hero that's not letting you choose that specific target, you're gonna have a lot of advantages in that attack. So yeah, Levi's a very powerful hero. If you have him a +1, congratulations. He's very powerful, guys. Very cool stuff for sure. Now for the 4 stars, my #1 option on these 4 stars, I mean, it has to be Robert. I mean, As I said, Robert is the only hero for 4 stars that I use on the events in that situation. So yeah, I love a Who, but Robert, yeah, I use him all the time. He's pretty awesome there in events specifically, especially for buffing in Tower of Illusion. The second Antia is definitely going to be a Who. Who is, she has a weapon of plus freaking 3. She does a bunch of damage. She gains life back. I mean, it's so, yeah, she's pretty amazing, guys, for sure. Third option here is pretty, I think the third one is definitely obvious. It's going to be Poofen. Poofen, if you do have him, I think he's worth leveling. If you don't have a green healer on your team, he's definitely good to use if you're free to play, for sure. Definitely a good hero for sure. It's sad that he's no longer fast speed, but still, he's still a good option in general. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.